Early, on time. What do they say? If you're on time, you're late. I did it. All right, let me check the audio real quick here. Early. All right, I think we're good. All right, cool. Let's run it back. It's been 3 weeks. Getting set up here, and there's a way I can pop the chat out. I'm gonna try to do that real quick. Bear with me for a second. I stream live on time. Everything else that's extra, right? All right, let's see. I can pop the chat out. I'm gonna try to do that real quick. Let's move this over. And Steven, what's up, buddy? I stream live on time. Why is this loud? Everything else is... Sorry. Hold on. Extra, right? Okay, there we go. All right, it should be good now. Yeah, Steven Turner, what's going on, man? I hope you're doing well. You got some good weather, hopefully. I think we're about to hit some rain, too. So, all right, I can pop this chat out, I think. Oh, yeah, here we go. Come on. Oh, I've lost it. It's gone. I literally popped it out. Now it's gone. Dude, there's no way. Come back. It is gone. It's gone. I have 2 screens. They're gone. It's gone. It went to a third somewhere. But here we are. We're here we are. All right. Quite a few things I want to discuss today. But first, I'll give everybody a chance to come in if they're gonna be here. I thought I was lagging, but I think I'm looking at my past self, so I'm not lagging in a bad way. I'm going with old school with the chat over here. All right, it's on my phone. So yeah, 3 weeks. Been 3 weeks, so that's pretty cool. I'll start with the cracking of the monster, of course. Got a little new setup going on here. So I'm trying to iron everything out. What I do is I actually, as I start to get better or maybe slightly more efficient at live streaming, I change everything up. And it's like day one all over again. It's like Groundhog Day, except for I don't get a build on it. Let me see if I can find that chat. Dude, that is crazy. It's like gone. It's on a third screen somewhere. This button. And this button. I found it. Okay. All right. I don't think that's going to work. I need to put it back. I have no idea how to put it back, though. So it's just... We tried. We tried. All right. Going smooth. Okay. Oh, well. We're here. So I have a few things. I'll go ahead and pull that up right now. As if anybody else trickles in, but I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody has some nice weather, some good riding weather. It's been like blazing hot between riding and work, like no relief. The threat of a thunderstorm in the afternoon, and it always seems to pass us by, so we don't even really get a chance to cool off. And then again, if it does rain, then it just gets pretty humid right after. So it is what it is. It's summer for us. In the United States, it's summertime, so the blazing heat is a no-brainer. But it's funny because every year people almost like they're caught off guard. And I talked about it in a previous episode. It's like everybody says something about, like how hot it is, and they don't remember it being this hot. And they said the same thing last year and stuff. So it's kind of funny. But sometimes you get used to it to a degree. And as we get used to it now at this point, it will start to cool off as we approach September, and then we'll complain how cold it is. So that's how things work around here. That's life, right? Such is life. But every day, I guess, that people get to complain about the weather is another day that they are blessed to be alive. So there's that. There's always that. Plus, I always joke I can't complain about the heat because I'm a firefighter. So there's probably a joke in there somewhere. But we'll leave that alone. I guess for now. But no, I hope everybody's doing well, getting some riding. Those who are able to ride. I know we have some Australian friends here, where they're getting their warmer days are behind them for this season at least. So I touched on a video about the riding season and in the future. I got a video that I filmed. I haven't edited yet, but based on trying to ride year round and trying to soak up every chance I get, every mile I get on two wheels. So there's days like the next couple days we're gonna get some rain. It looks like by the time I end this stream, we'll probably end up raining or whatever. If I can grab a quick walk, I'm gonna do that real quick with the dog before the rain. So, oh, you're good, man. TC, you're good. I talked to you briefly earlier. Yeah, you got some work stuff. Might try to drop in and out. Yeah, that's fine. Do your thing, man. There's no worries, man. No worries at all. I appreciate you stopping by just to drop that message and the text on the post. So hopefully work goes well, and you were able to get some riding done. You're one of the Australian friends that the weather's not as pleasant as it was. So any chance you get, go ahead, man. Especially with work, got to pay the bills and support the family. I had a teacher that said you need a job to support the family. So I never forgot that. But yeah, I always do. I kind of talk about these chats, these lives, and I'm thankful for the people, and I'll probably say it. I mean, I don't see a reason not to say it at this point in my life. And I was thankful before, so I'm not really sure why I said at this point in my life. But I used to stream because I enjoy YouTube so much, and part of that is the conversation I'm going to have today. But I would stream to nobody, and just for the fun of it. So I've proven to myself that I can talk to myself or through a GoPro, and eventually to somebody else that might want to listen. So anybody that shows up is just is for sure icing on the cake. So I appreciate each and every one of you that this is episode, I guess I started numbering them. I've done a few more that weren't numbered, but since getting back after roughly a year hiatus and getting more community, I guess, behind that, I started numbering them, and I guess trying to take them a little more serious than just editing. I did one, and I called it the debacle or something like that. I tried to edit, which I know how to do now as far as like the delay. So I might mess around a little bit later on another day and edit that. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but oh, Ben, yeah, Whisker 74, what's up, buddy? Another Australian. Yep. Miserably cold and wet here on us. Yeah, so okay, cool. I didn't know exactly where you were. So you're on the east coast of Australia. I knew you're obviously in Australia, but as far as like pinpointing it to the east coast, so east coast of the United States, east coast of Australia. I was just kind of talking about the weather. That's what old people do. So here I am talking about the weather, and we've got a good break of temperatures. Not to brag, but I mean it been blistering hot. But I was just getting into the point where everybody kind of talks about the weather and how hot it is, and they get almost like they get caught off guard because it happens every year. Every year it's just a talking point, and then before you know it, we're into the fall, into the winter. So it gets cold, and then people talk about how cold it is too. So it's a vicious cycle, but a cycle that blessed to have, since that means that we are on this side of the ground, and hopefully on two wheels. So that's the good thing. Sydney. Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Well, I think everybody knows where Sydney, Australia is. Okay, perfect. That's an easy one to remember. Yeah, misery, cold, and wet. We're about to get some rain, so I'm not going to be able to ride. I actually, not last live, but the one before, like 10 o'clock, my neighbors love me. I took the bike out like as soon as I got done. It's awesome. I love night rides. I wish I could film them. I'm interested to see what the new GoPro is as far as like the light sensor, or the sensor for light, how well it is. If it's the same, then I know that I think they have to in a way, because I know the Insta360, the X5 that just came out this a few months ago, whatever, this year. Apparently that's better in low light. I have not seen it. I just heard, and I haven't really seen anybody like actually test it that's not like sponsored by them, and that's really how you're going to get the best review. Restless Mule, howdy. Yep. What's up, buddy? From Texas. Okay, so my phone is got a delay on it. And the pop-up chat does not. Okay. All right. I'll just kind of touch base real quick too on since some new people are here, but here I am trying to do a new setup every day. I'm trying to do something different really for the channel, and live streams are no different. So I've got a new setup. I've got one light at this point, RGB light in the background, obviously green. Probably should have seen if it would have matched orange, but yeah, I'm not there yet. Lower your frame rate on the X4. They're not too bad at night. Yeah, I did see that. So the Insta360, it's a selling point because it says it's 8K. So I do 8K at 30 frames just to match the GoPro and stuff, since I stopped shooting at 60 frames. But I think it adds that a little bit of natural look, I guess, to it, not hyper realistic. But I did see, so you're absolutely right there, Ben. When it comes down to it, the 8K is 4K, so it's just 4K and 4K on each side, so it's a selling point. It's not obviously not true 8K, but it said if you went down like 5.7 or 5 point, what is it, 5.7? I think it is 5.7. Then it whatever the 5 is, it drops down to it helps at the low light, like you're saying. Yep, absolutely. Better late than never, mate. Yeah, hope all is well. South Oz, what's up, buddy? Yep. So TC, he's in and out. He had to go out for work or whatever, but I've got obviously everybody here. You can see it in the chat. Thank you all for being here. Just kind of jumping into let's see how everybody's doing. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Every time I see y'all's names pop up, so that's definitely a good thing. Not just for me. Obviously obviously it helps me out quite a bit. I'll stumble on my own words regardless. So. But welcome. We got Texas. We got Australia here representing. So a couple things. I'm just gonna slide the let's see. If I put this here, can't move it. Oh no. I like the pop out chat. There it goes. I got to figure out where I can put that, because that's up to date. Actually, my phone's not even updating the chat. There it goes. Okay, maybe I'm good now. Just to show the little itinerary up here, since I worked so hard on it. Where did that go? Did I get rid of it? All right, pop-up chat's gone. I'll just pull this up real quick. Man, I had everything, and when I had the pop-up chat, oh, I know why, because I deleted it. That's why. Oh, come back. I hit pause. So it doesn't work. All right, it's cool. Oh, there it goes. You'll be able to see what I'm doing. It's literally not pausing. This is cool. Oh, man, I had everything. I had it all. I was ready at 8 o'clock, too. I was here. Did it do it? I have no idea. I had everything pulled up perfectly. Okay. We're back. Move this over. Bring OBS back on. Boom. We did it. Okay, we're back. Oh, well, it's a mess. It's always going to be a work in progress. All right, so today I actually got the date right. Pretty sure. Yep, I got the date right. August the 6th, 2025, episode 8, like I said, and talking about new day, new direction. So this is exciting. I talked about, or for me at least, yeah, exhilarating, right? I talked about last stream about going to a new direction. So I want to touch on that a little bit, a little more, all the detail that I need to talk about on this channel at least. Going over episodes 118, 119, 120, having a conversation about that. Going to the comments, I want to do that a little differently. Last few times I've taken basically like some of the comments, as you can see here. So I've taken the comments out and gone over them. This time I just kind of, I think I'm going to pull up the actual like community YouTube. Well, I had everything pulled up, but of course it's not there anymore. The community tab or the comment section, and go over, because the first episode 118 goes into discussion. I don't want to single anybody. There's no need to single anybody out for the conversation I want to have for that, but I want to go over kind of obviously the examples and kind of skim through those. So instead of taking the time and putting everybody's comments, I decided against that, and then we'll just go over a couple comments, skim through them, and you know, like I said, I always, you know, mention how thankful I am that people show up. If you can't show up, that's perfectly fine. Trust me, there's no like love lost when it comes to that in a negative way. So y'all have things to do, and y'all have families and rides. And matter of fact, I think during the community tab that I had, or the community post that I had for this, I'll always advertise that I'm going live, just to give a heads up in case anybody does want to get notified. But I want to always let you all know that, like, hey man, it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. I appreciate y'all stopping by and spending time. I know how valuable time is. Trust me, I get it. So, and it's easy for me because my wife's working, so it's just the dog and I. So, one little thing too that I'll pull up. Oh well, one thing at a time. Let me think one thing at a time. This just shows something cool about the new setup. So going over new direction for myself, it involves this channel a little. Well, actually probably a lot. The episodes 118, 19, and 20, like I talked about, the video comments, logos with an S, and then a sneak peek into Across Out Sunday and talk about Thursday. So Thursday's the new upload schedule, and I'll get into that. I'll just dive into that when I get there and try to keep it in order. But one thing that is pretty cool, let's do this. Hit this button right here, and I got to keep track of the chat. I can't miss it. Okay. Yeah, the Aussies are taking over. We're outnumbered. No, it's, you know, everybody. Hey, I tell you what, I'll show you y'all. So one of y'all had a video. It was talking about how like pleasant. I think it was like how pleasant the world thinks Australians are, and then it was like, but when y'all talk to each other, I guess it's the banter back and forth is pretty funny. And I think that America has a stereotype where we are. Like we think we're above everybody, and we police the world and all that stuff. And I love my country, and I'm an American like through and through. But that stereotype is very true. Talking about trying to police the world, and it's a whole different topic, and maybe not, maybe not this live. But so far, I have not met a rude or unpleasant Australian. Okay, we'll put it that way, that I know of. I mean, YouTube's a big world. No, I've been very lucky and blessed with this community, that everybody, even like I've had just a very small amount of like, I guess, negative comments or something. Like, I can count on one hand how many I have. Is it dog hair? I can count on one hand how many negative comments I've had. And a lot of it's because, you know, my videos, they stay, you know, view count stays low. The views that go up there are when you start attracting a different audience. Put it that way. Oh, I got you. I got you, Ben. Yeah. No, honestly, I've had a fantastic time with this community, and the lives are a perfect example of it. So, oh, I thought I was still on the other one. Oh well. I need somebody to do that. People have what do you call it? Monitoring the chat or whatever. I need somebody to switch back and forth, because I always think I'm on the different one. I remember I was like reading a comment I think it was last live, and then I realized that my face was on the screen the whole time. I was like, oh, that's good. All right. So I guess we'll just talk about, oh shoot. One of the things I want to get in, I talked about it, and I actually went through the last live, and I probably need to start doing that. And I played through probably 60%. I didn't finish the rest of it, because it's funny. I remember Restless Mule. You and I have had this conversation before, because when I started out, like the first, 50 videos or 30 to 50 videos, I could recall individual scenes and things I would say, and I still do to a degree, but obviously 120 episodes in, it's not as easy. But I would be able to like revisit that scene and how I do. I actually when I peel the page, and I guess it's backwards or whatever the way I'm looking at it with the camera, but I peel the page like you would read a book. So if I'm going back in time, I peel the page backwards, and then when I peel the page forward, it's the same thing as if I'm swiping the camera. So I guess attention to detail. I don't know. That's one of those things like I just spend way too much time on doing, but I enjoy it. So it is what it is at this point. But the lives are different. Like I know I talk about the weather. I know I said hi to a bunch of y'all, and outside of that, like I forget a lot of what I talk about, and I do that on the rides too, because just rambling and stuff. And when I get back and I edit, once I edit and I go over that ride so many times, like time after time after time, edit, cut, transition, all that kind of stuff, and adding B-roll, pictures, sound effects, whatever, sound design, then it's like drilled in my head exactly what was said, and that's how I've always been able to keep track of it. For example, yeah, South of Oz. I've got a okay. So you said I'm all good, just hanging out on the tube. Yeah, on the tube. There you go. Being semi-retired is awesome. Washed the Triumph yesterday. Riding the V-Storm today while the video loads. Oh, nice. Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah, I saw the last video you were talking about. We met up with the Indian Crusader, so that was pretty cool, because it was funny because I saw his video, and then I saw from your perspective, and I think that's cool. Ride of a Lifetime had that same thing. He had a birthday ride, and I saw before his birthday ride there was another one where he was riding with I think, oh man, I forgot his name. Life with Birches, I think it is. I don't know if that's exactly his name, but either way, they're apparently they're good friends or whatever. So I saw the ride through both their videos, different perspectives. So it was pretty cool. I actually enjoy that, seeing that. So I was trying to go back to what I was saying. I was trying to go back and it's probably a good idea to just rewatch or listen to, and I'm not going to watch it. I hate watching myself. So I'm going to listen to the live before to make sure I don't duplicate, or if I'm going to piggyback on something, I know what I'm piggybacking on. And this is what I'm talking about. So I don't know. I didn't get to the part where I went to like detail, because I was trying not to give too much, because it's basically I did this one other time, and so Firefighter, the channel will always be here, and this is what I want to upload weekly. That's been my goal. I used to make it like a hard, fast goal, or stern goal, where I was going to make sure that I had a video every Sunday. And there was a couple of times where it got super busy at work, and I was like having exporting issues, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I re-exported, and it did it again. It failed again, and I did it again at 5. Like I woke up and went out there just to check, and it was right, just to have it upload or something. And I missed my midnight release for Sunday, and I posted it like 7 or 8, 9, 10, whatever in the morning. And ever since then, I was like, all right, I gotta, I've got a job. I don't want to have another job. I want to keep this as, a hobby, a passion, an enjoyment, a pleasure, like all the good things. I don't want to have any of the bad things kind of creep into here. And ever since then, that was a while ago. That was like a year ago. Ever since then, I've got to the point where I still want to release weekly. Sometimes I've had that a Wednesday upload when I was releasing on Sunday. And I tell you, like doing this like full time would be amazing. So talk about semi-retired. That's what I'm talking about. So get out in there and ride and film and do all that stuff and have fun with it. But I got to the point where I was like, I'm not going to treat this like a job. I'm not going to treat it. I don't want to do that while I'm working for the fire department, right? So I talk about like Project 2034. That's my retirement date. My like full retirement date would be Project 2034. So ways to go, but it'll also be here before you know it. So I had a video, and I discussed about it in the last live stream, about like, you know, life after the fire, you know, life after the fire department. And to be able to do something like this, travel across the country and, you know, have different spots that I want to visit, obviously landmarks, and then people I've met throughout the years, and then, you know, by that time, decade. And that would be a, you know, an awesome goal, you know, to be able to set yourself up, retired, have a very small, like, as far as living within your means. So basically take your retirement money and not have to, you know, pay any bills outside of utilities and certain luxuries, you know, one of those deals. So really like buckle down, and I think I could do that. And well, I know I could do that. I know it's possible. And if YouTube were to work out, that would make it even more possible. You know, the possibility of doing that. So that was a goal. That's I'd say like maybe a little bit more than a soft goal, but that's definitely a goal of mine that I want to do. And I figure 9 years from now, like, there's a possibility. So we'll leave it at that. Jen, yeah, monsters. Oh, and shout out to Jen. All right, here you go. Shout out to Jen. Oh, I should have made well, it doesn't matter. The background could have been any color. But that comment, I wasn't gonna, I was gonna get there eventually, but I'm going first right off the bat. So I joke about monsters a lot, about being sponsored, and I've got to the point where I talked with Moto Alley quite a bit, and then I see he's in here too. Yeah, what are y'all talking about? I have no idea. Nobody knows Moto Alley. Nobody knows. I don't even know. So how is anybody else supposed to know? But basically, it was a joke at first, and now it's like almost like you're saying there's a chance. Yeah, one of those things, right? So Jen actually reached out. She was joking about it. We were joking back and forth at the last video that I had, and you know, with Monster and the jokes and everything, and she mentioned that she wrote in. So that was awesome. I don't expect anything obviously to happen, and I think that was one of the coolest things. And even to get the notification that they were going to forward it and all that stuff was pretty funny, because at the end of the day, it would be pretty awesome if I just reached back over here and grabbed a monster out of a fridge. I don't even know where I'd put it. This room is kind of small, but I think that's pretty funny. I guess I'd have to get another desk or something. But shout out to you, Jen. That's awesome. That was pretty funny. I was laughing when I saw it, and I was like, man, that was nice. Shoot. Anyway, moving on. So I'm getting into. Let me slide this over. So I'm discussing about the new direction and where I want to, what I want to do. And I was just kind of recapping the last live, and I was kind of being a little cryptic because I didn't know how I want to do it. And I still want to basically say that last live, I was talking about shorts, getting rid of shorts, because I had a divided audience. And I had an audience with Call of Duty. I have an audience with Macy, you know, my first golden retriever. Excuse me. And then obviously moto vlogs and some other things that I would discuss in between. So I kind of wanted to buckle this channel down more than I've ever done before. So got rid of the shorts. I don't want that attention from that type of audience. Lucky Aces, in one of his latest videos, he was talking about not doing shorts anymore, and I was hoping he was going to pop in a chat because I was going to talk to him about that. But he mentioned that he didn't want to film the shorts because of time. I think it was time. Have an issue with you know, putting those together and filming for shorts. He didn't want to do that. So I don't know if that was it, or I don't want to put words in his mouth. That's what I gathered from his video. So the shorts for my YouTube shorts will be essentially like Instagram Reels. That's kind of what I want to do. I'm going back in time, and I'm like 25 episodes behind, but I put, you know, some of the things that I liked on Instagram, you know, just to kind of have fun with it over there. But my goal was, you know, not always, excuse me. I'm in the process of getting into photography, and Moto Alley's doing an excellent job with his, like, you know, branching that together and piecing it together like a puzzle piece, and really blending photography and his moto vlogs. And if you haven't checked it out, check it out on his Instagram, because that's where he has a lot of, I'm sure he definitely has some community posts, and he's had a couple of videos. But the video that I went back in, almost 30 episodes now, I went to Bell's Mill Park, which is a nice area, open area, not too far, a few miles or whatever. We actually got some pictures by my buddy 5 Day Photography. He took some pictures of my wife and I. And I'm going to discuss this too. Y'all are here. My name is Robert. I've talked to a couple of y'all via email, and I have no problem like saying it in email, but I'm just going to come out and say, because like you can call me Robert, you can call me Firefighter. It's not a big secret. I mean, you could find out quite a bit about, just anyway. Well, I don't want to go there. I'm not going to go there. But if you call me Robert, I'm going to know who you're talking to. So, one thing I wanted to say, and this is the first time I'm discussing not just my name, but I'm going to discuss like these plans. And then tomorrow, I'll probably put something on Instagram to make it official. So y'all are getting like the first dibs on the information. But like I said, Moto Alley does a fantastic job. I shot a video where I flew the drone. I've had a couple, like I had an episode where I was introducing the 360 and the drone, and I drove by, and there's a way that I want to do it. I still want to incorporate, that and maybe some photography and stuff like that into the channel, videography, the drone footage and everything. Like I want to get into that. But one thing I kicked myself on is since I got, even when I had the Ruckus, the Honda Ruckus, the 49cc Ruckus, the beast of a moped, when I had that, I was entertaining the idea of getting a GoPro. And so that would have been 2017. So whatever GoPro number that would have been, I get a GoPro, start doing motovlogs. That's when I started watching motovlogs. Was 2016. The year before. I was watching like Shade Tree and Blockhead and her two wheels, and I didn't do it. And I took a trip to Lake Gaston. I talked about it a little bit, and I plan on doing like I've shot a video about it, but I want to do a little mini series about me getting my particular bike, because it was a crazy month. So that was like, I kicked myself because I didn't have the beginning journey of getting into motorcycles. Well, now I have the opportunity to have to film, to, like I said before, I mean, it's kind of cool for me that my videos are like all tying together. So when I talk about like the YouTube and the YouTube, when I talk about, or South Oz, when I talk about the tube, when I talk about the tube and how it is your own autobiography, whether you make it public or private, that's your prerogative, up to you and your discretion. But having the beginning journey of photography for me, while I'm learning about different topics, and then tying together how I want to do it. I know how I want to do it. Anyway, another channel. I want to separate a bulk of that and put it over here. I want to have Firefighter. That's my main channel. So Firefighter will always, it's not going anywhere. I love this. I love doing this. I love the community. The fact, I mentioned it. I already talked about it before, and I'll probably talk about it at the end. But y'all, and I'm talking about it now. Y'all are awesome. Y'all mean the world to me, and the fact that you're taking the time out to enjoy, or to talk to me, enjoy my videos if you do, or stomach them long enough to leave a comment. But it means a lot to me, and I enjoy watching y'all's videos, and it's just so cool that we have this, as we talked about last time, it's this village or whatever. But anyway, so I want to document my own journey through photography, videography, learning about lighting and color grading, color correcting, sound design, all this other stuff that I've learned, but I want to dive into it. I want to record that. And I mentioned before, like last live, I made a video about, I'll go back to the same example when I was talking about, there's two types of people. It was going to be a series. It was going to be a video series that I was going to have. Or was it just going to be a bunch of there's two types of people, and just break it down to a topic that, and this particular episode was those who can laugh at themselves and those who can't. And I guess if you were going to say like the art of a motovlog, motovlog itself is, you think it's somebody that's a vlog. Okay, a vlog would be somebody walking around, you figure with the camera in their face and they're just going about their day and they're vlogging their day and all that stuff. Well, motovlog is the same thing, only it's obviously on a motorcycle or a motor essentially, but a motorcycle typically. And then they go about and or we talk about riding motorcycles, what upgrades and all that kind of stuff or whatever. Well, I was taking it maybe one every 4 videos. I was taking it maybe on the motorcycle side, or like a little snippet, 2 minutes out of a 20-minute, or something. 10% basically would be about motorcycles, and the other one would be about, talking about what's going on in my life while I was riding a motorcycle, because I enjoy it so much. I love talking, surprise. I love riding a motorcycle. I love, engaging with other people, and I was able to combine that. Well, it's kind of a separate topic when I talk about when I don't want to necessarily like have a 5-minute video about motorcycle stuff or riding to a destination, which is what I originally planned on, and then going out and filming and documenting the photography side. Not photography of the motorcycle, but photography of whatever, landscapes or something else, going somewhere to take pictures of, whatever, the sunset, sunrise, going to the beach, something like that. So I basically I don't want to separate my audience anymore, or my viewers, or my community. And I think that I can, and I will never say, oh, I don't think that'll match, whereas before I kind of just threw everything in. Because there's people here for in everybody's channel, not just mine, but there's people here for the motorcycle, there's people here for the mindset, the life stories, the rambling, the jokes, or if I fall off the bike, I don't know. But there's people for different like subcategories as far as why people view or subscribe or whatever. I didn't want to hold myself back from one topic because I was worried how it would be perceived on this channel. So that's kind of cat's out of bag officially, having my own channel. But I also I'm going to have 3 channels, all right? And this is probably the least exciting thing, and this is just kind of random. But another one, I still play Call of Duty, so I won't touch on this too much. It is what it is. But I have the Firefighter channel. I have the Firefighter, I'm going to call it Firefighter Studio channel, and then I'll have a Firefighter Gaming channel. So this channel, the whole name of Firefighter, spelled this way, came from, and I'm looking at the chat in a second, I'm sorry. This whole name came from my PlayStation name and PSN like username and all that stuff. And this channel itself was founded essentially on video games and Call of Duty back in 2010 or 2012, whenever I joined. TV timeout. So I'm going to bring it back, separate channel. Once again, I don't want to divide viewers, audiences, whatever, the village. I don't want to do that. But I would love if people did want to play games or do whatever, that it would be with subscribers or viewers or something like that. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know if I'm going to live stream. I don't know if I'm going to make some funny videos or stupid videos again. I just know that all this takes an incredible amount of time. So everything has been like a crawl, because like I said, and this is the way I want it to be. Another dog here. I want this channel to be the main channel. None of the other stuff gets done. It's not saying I'm not going to take, photos or do whatever, whatever I'm going to do or play games, but I'm just saying, like, none of the other stuff, I don't want to do any of that stuff, because in my head, I feel like I want to do this. I don't want this looming. I want one in the queue. So like tomorrow's episode, which we'll go over, a little sneak peek, that's already done. That's already completed. It's in the queue. And I'll get into that later. But that gives me free time that if I want to do something else, start working on the other channels or whatever, I'll feel comfortable with that, because this is too much fun to ever even think about like putting on the back burner. I don't want to do that. That's not what I'm doing. The other thing I want to say before I get in the chat, and I'll stop. So the reason why I didn't say it last week, or 3 weeks ago, it's kind of crazy how fast it went. That's life, right? 3 weeks, just like that. The reason why I didn't want to talk about it is because I don't necessarily want anybody that's not interested to feel obligated or just subscribe, because I almost was gonna just leave it like completely alone and not talk about it. And the only reason I'm talking about it is because I'm friends with all y'all, and if it's something that you're interested in, absolutely, come on board. But I want it to grow organically, and I also realize that, for example, I'm going to say July 28th. It's already passed, but I keep giving that example. I'm going to look at the chat, and if I forget what I was going to say, just please write July 28th in the chat. All right, let me catch up real quick. Oh, I'm about to look at this. Get my old man eyes. All right, let's see what we got here. This is easy. This is probably the way to do it because I popped the chat out. Jen, you taught me how to do that. Pop the chat out. I put it over where I needed to put it, and then it was gone. And it deleted all the tabs I had pulled up. It deleted all those, so now I'm back to not being prepared at all. All right, let me catch up. Oh, you guys are... All right, let's see. And the crowns are back. So, so when I was listening to the... July 28th, can't forget. When I was listening to the playback of last live stream, I heard about the crowns, and y'all were going back and forth about Burger King crowns. That was pretty funny. All right, so can you see me look? Oh yeah, you can see me looking at it. I gotta hold it down here so you don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I'll show you this too. This is pretty cool. What button is it? This button. So I've got all these. Oh yeah, that's a good one. So my dog comes back. I gotta put that. Look at that. That's how you do branding right there. I got cord. I moved a bunch of cords over. Oh, I'm moving the cursor like you can see it. Can you see any of this? Move it there. Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear the chair clicking. All right. So I can move. I got all these set, and it can get really weird. All right, let me move back. Let me get serious. Let's put that back. I gotta look at the chat. See, I got extra bells and whistles, and now I'm sidetracked. Okay. All right, hanging out on the tube. Okay. Moto Alley, the best is in the house. See, I'm behind. There's a timestamp, I think, but that's on the pop-out chat. I don't know how far I am. Moto Alley, you're supposed to be working, aren't you? You're going to get in trouble. Oh, dude, let's see. Okay, I'm at Moto Alley. Yeah, I got to that point. What are y'all talking about? So I still don't know. Oh, Jen. So it's funny, and I've really enjoyed. Honestly, I really enjoyed y'all's videos, and it's so fun because when you get to know people, and like I go back to like the Call of Duty videos. They're so dumb, but because I know my friends that I was playing with, to me when I watched the playback, and I thought I deleted them. Well, I did. But I actually found them on the stupid videos on an external storage. And I watched, I thought I made like 16 or 17. I made like 26 videos. And it's just like little compilations of like our jokes throughout the night. And I'd go back and mash up and edit and everything. And they're funny to me because I know the people. And so even if you, so Jen, if you ever make a video that you're like, this is stupid or something or whatever, or anybody makes a video that think this is dumb, it's not, because I know you. I know, South Oz Moto, Moto Alley, Ben or Whisker, aka Whisker 74. Like I know y'all's video. So like Whisker 74, and they're going into a sneak peek for tomorrow. But Paul's Moto's in. They don't do a lot of talking, except for when Whiskers yells at somebody, I guess, as he goes by. Because they do something stupid. But it's funny because I'll be editing and I might hear you yell or something or whatever, or that time you pulled up at McDonald's and I was like, where's he at? He stopped the bike, and then I see you're at it's funny. But knowing the people behind the camera for example, the action camera. I always say GoPro. I gotta say action camera because everybody's got all kinds of cameras nowadays. But I enjoy everybody's video. So y'all do good work. Y'all do good work. You included, Jen, and you're I tell you what. And speaking of photography, your time lapse on Jen on Instagram, where you had the time lapse of the sunset was pretty cool. And he had a firework one back, and I guess it was probably July 4th or whatever. And I thought they were fake fireworks at first, and then I realized they weren't. Now you can tell me, my old man eyes, that they were fake. No, I'm pretty sure they were real. Yeah, and the monster is back. It's so stupid, but I like it. Years from now, we're gonna find out so many benefits with drinking Monster energy drink, and I was just ahead of the game, ahead of the curve. That would be hilarious though if they contact me. So I'll check my email. That's another thing. So I'm struggling again. Well, I'm always struggling, but I had an issue with not getting updates. And it was bothering me because y'all would put out a video and I wouldn't get notified as a subscriber hitting the bell notification. I wasn't getting updates. Moto Alley went live a few times and I wouldn't get an update. And I found out that my notifications were like blocked or whatever from YouTube. And like one little thing wasn't checked or whatever. I don't remember if it was on YouTube side or I think it wasn't on YouTube. It was on my Gmail account. So now same things happen again. So if somebody writes a comment or replies to a comment, I won't see it. I'll see when they write a comment, but I won't see a reply or a reply on their video of my comment. So I got to figure out. I've gone through everything on Gmail. I've gone through everything on YouTube, and I can't find it. So it literally might be like contacting customer support, which is weird for an email. Never would have thought I would have done that, but I'm into get off my lawn kind of style now. Pull my inner Karen out. And Moto Alley, yeah, talking about sponsorship. It's always a no if you don't ask. Yep. We all know you're totally addicted. And this is like, well, I was going to say 3 years, but I think it might be 3 years after that too. It was before the 2019 virus. I don't think you can say that online. Addicted, that's an understatement. Yep. Red Bull. So Red Bull, South Oz, Red Bull for sure in the Jaeger bombs, right? I could do those. I haven't had one of those in a while. So shorts aren't bad. I'm using them as episode teasers. Yeah. So Moto Alley. Well, you were here last live. It's just when I found out that at least maybe not currently half, but at one point like half, or because it was just your total count sub. Essentially, I think that's just a good way to say it, that half my subscribers are from shorts, whether it's from motorcycle or the dog. I told you that one I had Macy was eating a carrot. It was the beginning of a motovlog episode, and I was playing with her in the yard and all that stuff, just like I hang out with Fallon in the backyard. At the end of my episode, usually when I get home, and not very many in the beginning of the episode when I leave. So we bring her in, played a song, played ball, catch, gave her a carrot. That short got me like 19 subscribers. It's like the best short I've ever had. So there was 19 people that were subscribed to me based on a dog. So that's why, yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. The new channel too. It's the easiest way to get exposure, and I found that out. But I'd rather crawl and gain the people that don't have maybe that attention span. I watch shorts. I watch reels and shorts and stuff like that, but once I realize I'm watching like a few back to back to back, I'm like, all right, I gotta stop, and I just get off and all that stuff. But I'm not trying to click and see. I think I've done it, like I said, I mentioned last live stream. It was like maybe 3 times have I ever clicked to try to see the long form video, and it was a guy that I kept seeing, and I wanted to see if he acted like that like a whole episode, and he didn't. So there's a guy that does motovlogs in Florida, and he's got a very, well, he basically plays a character for his YouTube shorts, and he's like yelling at people. He changes his voice and all that stuff, and he's got a lowrider, which is awesome. So he's out there yelling at people, and it was kind of funny. Like, to me, it was funny for a little bit, and then it kind of just got, I guess, kind of got old maybe. But I clicked his long form video, and he doesn't act like that at all. There's no like jokes in between. He's just kind of like, you know, oh, there's a building. I haven't seen that building in a while. Oh, you know, and they'll go down the road and do something else or whatever. And not talking shit, just saying is what it is. He is 2 different people. So you subscribe to his jokes and his antics and stuff like that. You see repeatedly on his YouTube shorts, and then you go to his long form video, his actual channel, and he's just like a normal dude. So kind of the same thing. So you have all these people that subscribe, but then you have, that's the whole thing with the YouTube algorithm and everything. And it's like, it gets to the point where those people that subscribe to you on the shorts, they don't watch your video, so YouTube thinks it's a bad video, or they're not going to push it to anybody else outside of a couple people. Anyway, yeah, me and shorts, we're not friends. you can have them, Bodo Alley. I'll still watch yours. I'll watch everybody's shorts. Yeah, I'll also be flying with that. Talking about Red Bull. Oh, Russ me. You always be firefighter to me. I'll answer to either. Y'all are my people. Y'all just like the core group, and so like you're welcome to call me that. If I talk to myself, I can say firefighter if I'm in a video, or I talk about Mrs. Firefighter, but I won't call myself Robert on an episode, because I'm not gonna talk like that to myself. Talking about, yeah. No, you still get wings. Come on. All right. Let me check. Am I caught up? Oh man, this is cool. I love when y'all get to talking to each other. So that's awesome. I mean, that's based on this community that we're all that like that tight knit group. First, you had to be first. Yeah, the legend. No, not the legend. But like I said, I'll answer Moto Alley. I'll answer to either. I'm gonna put it in a video so people would know. Another thing about the, diving into the other channels is Instagram is going to be like, still be the hub. So the fact that I had a channel that was, or not channel, but I had a username that was Firefighter, matched the YouTube logo perfectly fine, but it was more of it became more of a social, like my social circle. And I wanted to use it more of the channel, and not have like the audience of people I see every day or my friends and stuff like that. And I got a couple friends still that obviously I know that live around me, but those people are also creators, photographers, artists, in their own set of skills. So as far as, befriending other people that I'm friends with, my best friends and stuff like that, like outside of 5 Day Photography, because he checks that multiple list. 5 Day Photography is my buddy Tennis at work. So that's his name, Patrick Tennis, and he gives his name out on his business, so I'm not giving anything away. But I always call him 5 Day Photography. That's funny. Yeah, y'all call me whatever. Yeah, the filters, I tell you what, I got to that point. That's why, man, I'm pretty much like, I'll say 90%. I'll joke, I'll have a good time. I'm like 90% of who I am. Only because I know that realistically, like this platform, YouTube, and there's no other, I guess there's a couple things, but as far as YouTube, there's nothing that compares in my eyes, my mindset, how easy it is to make videos, and I'm not trying to burn a bridge. So that's that. We'll leave it at that. All right, let's see. So Moto Alley talking about photography is addicting. Absolutely. So for me, taking a picture, getting to the destination, and this is July 28th, I haven't forgot it. Getting to the destination for the photography, it's so fun that the fact that I touched on this video, it was like Moto Alley, you and I have gone back and forth where I talk about like stacking hobbies. So you grab, carry your motorcycle over your shoulder. You get on your motorcycle, you drive to a destination. You were doing the bridges, for example, and a couple other places, a couple other roads, dirt paths and stuff, crush and run. To get there, have fun on the motorcycle, take pictures of the motorcycle or take pictures of whatever, get back on the motorcycle, and then, hold on, my dog, she's having a dream. Oh, she can come visit. I had to whistle. She was dreaming. Hopefully good dreams. You dreaming good dreams? All right, so now let's see if I can get dog cam. Oh, you know what? Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. Yes. Come here, come here. Oh, it's a good girl. That's a good girl. Yeah. Yes, this is how the stream should have started. From now on, you know what? We're gonna do this. This is how it starts. Yeah, it's a good girl. Oh, good job. You awake? You awake? Oh, say hi. Say hi. Can you shake? Shake. 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 There it goes. Close enough. All right, good girl. All right. Yeah. That's how it's going to start from now on. Okay. But I was talking about like stacking hobbies. So, dog hair everywhere. It's so fun to be able to do that. And then another one of my hobbies, I don't know why I talk so fast this then, but another one of my hobbies is coming back to the man cave and editing. I love editing the GoPro footage, going to Adobe Lightroom and changing whether it's color grading, color correcting, all that stuff, learning. So, dog hair. Anyway, so addicting, yes, absolutely. All right, let me slow down a little bit. This monster's kicking in, and I'm wide awake. Yeah. So yeah, Moto Alley. That's what I'm kind of getting at, and I'll go into the logos in a second. But basically, yeah. Well, I'll touch on that later. I'm just trying to speed through the chat. Do that chat. So Jen, you're talking about, like you said, you were almost apologizing. So that's what I'm trying to get at. I was trying to find a way. I went into this huge rant. I didn't read the second part. You're almost apologizing. Nothing wrong with what you're venturing into. Growth is value. You never want to become stagnant. Absolutely. It's okay. We'll probably be bugging you there too. Yeah. And that's what I like. This is nothing. The reason why. The reason why I did it, and I'm announcing it, is because it was going to be on Instagram, and I didn't. It wasn't that I was. I went into this rant, and I talked about it a little bit last stream. I went into this rant in my truck, my F-150. Fallon was with me, and we were going to my dad's in Suffolk, a few cities over. And I couldn't. I think what it boiled down to with me was not. Man, I'm trying to figure out, because I didn't want it to sound bad, but being able to do something more than I was doing on this channel, and I don't know how to word it. It's weird. Being able to do something different without feeling like I was forcing people to watch it or turning off people away from my channel because I was doing something different. And absolutely not like stagnant. I mean, I think I can say that, like, I know I have not been stagnant, as far as everything. I'm trying to keep everything fresh and doing, whether it's doing lives and being able to, which is awesome, being able to interview y'all during, Beyond the Shadow and stuff, and going over the videos and stuff like that. So this is just another avenue for like the creativity side, and to really kind of like speak my mind based on that. And July 28th. I'm not done yet. I haven't forgotten. All right, let me fast forward. So I appreciate you saying that, though. Oh, yeah, yeah. Restless Mule, yeah, don't have the crown. That's funny. Yeah, definitely Moto Alley. We're definitely definitely buddies, definitely friends. But as far as fluent on my on my vlogs, not so much. But I appreciate it. Yeah. Crowns are earned. Y'all going back and forth. That's funny. That's awesome. Uh, July 28th, July 28th, July 28th. Yeah, a shiny penny. See? Squirrel. That's me. That's me. Dang. I'm so far behind. All right, let me do I'm going to fast forward like maybe 2 more minutes of the chat and then I'll get into the next thing. Y'all keep doing your thing though. It's just funny. If I miss something, tag me or something cuz I see the firefighter lights up so I can see that if there's something that I need to see for sure. Outside of it like y'all talking back and forth. Y'all are funny though. Okay, the fireworks are real. That makes me feel better. It was an awesome time lapse. Exploded into the second story deck. Wait. Fireworks were real and some exploded into my second story deck. Oh, damn. That's why they're illegal here in Virginia. North Carolina, they're legal, but as soon as you cross the state, that's it. Dang, hope everything was all right. We're screaming, wouldn't that? I go inside. Oh, see, Stephen Turner. Drinking Monster or other energy drinks actually bring my daughter's heart rate down. It's interesting. See, that works. Yeah, Moto Alley, you got a premiere at 4. So I go back to work at 4. I'm gonna try to check it out though, and then a live at 6:30 as well. So I'm gonna try to hang out in the chat. I'm acting that day. I'm not on the medic. The difference between the engine and medic are well, they're vastly different. But a medic call comes in, or when I'm on the ambulance, if the same call comes in, the EMS call comes in, if I'm on the ambulance, it's like an hour, 15 minutes where go to the call, take care of the person, take them to the hospital, drop the person off at the hospital, and then restock whatever we got to do, get the linens right back on the stretcher, get equipment, whatever. Like I said, restock, change batteries out, and then I'm back out. And that could be an hour and 15 minutes between the call from dispatch to clear. Dog hair everywhere, just floating around because I can see it, all the white light everywhere. The engine, that same call might be 20 minutes, so I'll probably have a chance. Probably like that. How is that fluent vlogging? Anyway, I'll have a pretty good chance of being able to pop in, and if not, worst case scenario, I'll be able to. Shouldn't you be working? I'll be able to watch the playback for sure. I will. Restless Mule said he's been dethroned, but now he's got a number 3 back up there, so that's good. Whatever happens after that, he got back into it. Yeah, and my thoughts and opinions on shorts, that's however you want to rock your channel. Obviously, do that. Go right ahead. Because they were there for it was a way to combat the TikTok, but I wish you could subscribe to somebody's like shorts channel, like a sub channel within your channel, and then people could subscribe to shorts or long form or both. And if they did that, it would actually work out pretty good, in my opinion. Oh, see? So Jen's talking about her son, Zach. He's got AFib. So no no Mountain Dew, but energy drinks. Monsters is a thing. See? These are all good things. Shorts like a movie trailer. Yeah. I had that a couple episodes. Another thing is I think it takes, for me, it was taking too long to do it, because I I would take my whole episode and condense it in a 60-second short. I did that a few times, and it took quite a bit of time to do that. And now, like I said, I'm trying to if I'm gonna have 3 channels, that's I have even less time. No, the green light spoke tonight. What's up, buddy? Yeah, one of those RGB lights. So I was joking. I should have matched whatever for color theory. I should have figured out what matches with orange. But green's my favorite color, so that's what we got today. Yeah, and YouTube sure does. And that's the best way to get discovery, for sure. In this, man. And they talk about YouTube, like how many, like, creators versus consumers, essentially. Producers versus consumers. And it's like... It's... I think they said like 190... It's probably more than that. But I think I saw 192 million creators or some active creators. Maybe that's what it was. 92 or 192 million. Probably 192 million active creators. And then there's like billions of views like every month and all that stuff. But it's still like extremely saturated. Like if we all started our channel 10 years ago, 15 years ago or whatever, things could be vastly different. But that's something that you can't go back in time. You got to do what you got to do. So the best way to get that exposure out there is absolutely is shorts. Same thing for Instagram as Reels. Back to work. Okay, cool, man. Art Modality, thanks for stopping by. Okay, don't get in trouble. All right, I think we're pretty much caught up. Drink monsters. I don't know why I talk fast. Yeah. Okay, all right. South Oz, I got something for you too here. South Oz Motor. So he says, when you speak about photography, I was a freelance writer for many years in outdoor magazines. That's awesome. And photography was a big part of it. Yeah. Oh, wait, there's more. And I'm in the process of writing an article for an Aussie moto magazine. Damn, dude, let's go. That's awesome. That's why you say you're semi-retired, because you're still working. That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Good. So wind therapy, okay, good. Well, and then he's out. All right, perfect. He dropped that bomb and then he took off. That's awesome. But no, that's really cool to hear. I got something on that later too. And spoke tonight. I don't know what's going on. You keep getting your stuff deleted. I don't know what's going on. I'm not touching it, and I don't have any mods, so I don't know what's going on. Hope you're doing okay. All right, definitely maybe. Yeah, that's my quote for this live stream. Color of the monster. That was the original monster too, the green. All right, I've caught up with the chat. I got to find a way. I know I popped it out and I lost it. It's gone. Maybe I can pull it up one more time. And then I can keep track of it. And then I'm going to dive into July 28th. Thanks, Jen. All right. Try this one more time. Is it mute? Okay. All right, that'll work. I got it over here somewhere. Okay, so July 28th. Just to get into this, and we'll dive into motorcycle stuff. An hour into it, and it was on time too. Those may not know who showed up after. You showed up on my normal time. I was actually on time. All right. So July 28th, talking about stacking hobbies. This was the example I gave, and I was talking about this in June to my buddy. 5-day photography. So take the motorcycle out, film an episode, have a talking point, a topic, go over something or whatever, and ride my motorcycle. I be honest about where I'm going as far as photography and whatever. 15-minute, 20-minute ride, topic, rant, whatever, discussion, boom, done. Get there, still filming everything, and go into my whatever, where there's drone footage for photography, practicing learning about different things, lighting, all that stuff. The exposure triangle, blah, blah, blah. Like all that stuff in learning, get back on the bike, maybe film the second part of the motor vlog, or maybe discussing, because I plan on being on the bike, my transportation. One of the good things about this other channel is it allows me to go out in my truck instead of a motorcycle, for example, with my dog, and bring my dog with me to these locations that I'm going to spot out and check out, and have that hooligan with me. And so I think that would be a lot of fun too, to be able to get out of the house. My wife's sleeping for work. She works nights, so Mrs. Firefighter will be sleeping. We'll be out of the house. We'll be quiet, and get to take baby girl Fallon over here to different places and stuff. All that, come back and edit in the man cave, or play Call of Duty with some of y'all. Spoke in the eye. I bring you up because I know we talked about it before, but having that channel, that gaming channel, gives me the opportunity to do something like that. So that's why I say July 28th. Yeah, I could film for the Firefighter channel, film for the studio channel, and film for the gaming channel all in one day. And that's just a random fictitious date. Well, it's a real date. You can check your calendar, but it's just a random date that I was discussing with my buddy Tennis at work, in reference to. And this is, like I said, it's past. That's how old this conversation is. But that's it. I mean, I don't know. To me, it seems cool. I might do it a couple episodes and realize, like, hey, maybe it's not what I thought it was going to be, but it's weird, like, starting over. Like, I mean, the good news is, to me, it's not my first YouTube video ever, or my first YouTube channel. So there's something fun with that. Having my own competition with myself as far as the channels and everything. But my goal for that too, and I'll get away until we talk about the logos. My goal for that is, like I said, I still want to do these weekly episodes. That's my goal, or just as much of a goal as I've had before. So as I state, it's not a set in stone every week, but that's still what I strive to do. And then the studio channel might be, honestly, might be once a month, because I've already started compiling footage, some B-roll and stuff, at work on the fire truck, going to scenes and stuff, going to the store, going to actual scenes, like I said, responding emergency, and filming a couple things here where I can kind of incorporate into one video. And I was even looking at maybe it could be 3 weeks worth of my cycle of, as far as work cycle is every 3 weeks, and filming everything, get what I need, and that could be a video every 3 weeks, and it still would be able to release it once a month, for example. Lemon water. Oh, no, you're good. You can have all the lemon water you want. You can have mine. Hops water. Yeah, Restless Mule used to have, I mean, your videos used to always, you had a different drink at the end. You tried a different drink. You could have been, you go back to that, you could be sponsored. You're big time now, right? Restless Mule, do you do shorts anymore? There's a question. Now I got the live chat pulled up. Let's go. I had to get a refill. What? Oh, and wine insider. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to. All right, let's go to do some stuff here. So now, going back to the. All right, that was a long discussion. Sorry, that was a lot. Jumping into 118. Jumping into 118. Just falling right into it. So this is one thing. So Mrs. Firefighter, she's been on a motorcycle before. We ride together. She has no desire to get her, currently, I ask. Every season I ask her, every year. But she has no desire to ride her own motorcycle. She rides with me, especially having new tires. Now she's waiting for the weather to break. The weather's breaking a little bit. We're about to get this rain, like I was mentioning, so nothing anytime soon. And our days are like, we got like seven to 10 days a month that we actually see each other, just because of how the schedule is. So I was asking on this video, like, how people would feel. You know, we take everyone here that I've looked. Yeah, everyone here rides a motorcycle. Everyone here, you talk about, you know, whether you have, you know, family. And I was trying to exclude friends in this conversation because I've already discussed how I felt about that, getting other people to ride. But we know the dangers of riding motorcycles, and we, I guess, are trusted, right, by our significant others, family, you know, loved ones, for example. But how would we feel like if somebody that we knew, as far as our family, our immediate family, got into riding? You know, and I think I stretch it to like grandma, grandpa, and all that stuff. So maybe not. I just talk about family in general, but trying to, like I said, exclude friends. And there's quite a bit of discussion, and this is why I wasn't trying to single out any comments for this live, because there was a lot of people talking about their family, their you know, husband, the wives, kids. A lot of kids were discussed on that, and one was even mentioned about, and I'll pull it up, but talking about how they were worried their daughter was going to get into riding, or their son was going to get into riding, and I think this particular person was talking about the daughter, and now it's like one of their favorite riding buddies, or is their favorite riding buddy. It's just, but obviously he's still worried and all that stuff. And I don't want to, just because of how sensitive the topic is about my uneasiness, because I've talked about it before. If somebody cuts me off, it is what it is. You cut me off, okay, you know. I don't know. It is what it is. But if you cut a friend of mine, or my wife especially, I'm gonna be pretty heated, you know, especially her being new and new to riding, for example. So just kind of had open discussion on that in this video, and yeah, it was fun. It was a fun, obviously a fun ride, and a fun topic. I enjoy, you know, just picking up topics and just kind of running with it. Surprise, but let's see. We'll go hit the comments in a second, but kind of fast forward. This was just an episode, so the next one was 2 weeks ago now. Excuse me. Hopefully I didn't pick up. Carbonation. Oh, we're having a beer conversation. Oh, Jen got restricted. Dang. Or retracted. Or whatever it is. I can't read. I can't read good. Message retracted. So you're not the only one spooked. Let's see. Man, y'all missing out. You talking about drinks. You got to have those. I had it for the first time. The Monster. They're called Beast. The alcoholic. It's got 6% alcohol. No benefits of an energy drink. It's just the flavor of a Monster, and it's 6% alcohol. But I had that for the first time. That was pretty funny. I was joking that's a real beer. No hops. Just a beer. That one, White Claw. That's awesome. Oh, is that Jen? You're talking about your cat stepped on a keyboard and that's what it got retracted? Yeah, this is a good. We got a good conversation about IPAs and everything. Yeah, sure. The cat. Blame it on the cat. Exactly. So, perfect segue here to the police and much. Yeah. So this was this video was just honestly, it was like, I think it was like the 4th video I shot on the way home. This was back in March. This was my last. Yeah, this was my last video I made in March. I had so many, which actually I guess it kind of worked out because I was able to edit a few of them or whatever when my bike was out. But then again, I really had, when my my bike when I had a flat tire. It was in a shop for like 20 something days or whatever, from the beginning of April to the end of April. I shot all those purposely. I made all those videos in chronological order. So that pushed these March videos out even further. But this was just a ride home and low light. And I tell you what, I love, I mean, honestly, I said one time before, like the evening rides are my favorite rides. And then I think about night rides. Well, night rides are fun, you know, less traffic, you know, visibility is what it is. But at the same time, it just, everything looks, it's cooler at night. You know, everything looks, to me, I like the way it looks. You know, right underneath lights and how they reflect off the tank and everything. So then I was like, man, I just like riding all day and all night. I just wish that the GoPro would be able to film it better. The sensor would be maybe a little better, but not yet. And I'll have to check. What is it? I'll have to check the low light on the Insta 360, the X4. You stole my yeah, back and forth. Remember, you can turn these in for Burger King Crown points and get a Whopper. Don't forget. So this was just, there was just cops everywhere. Suffolk's really not bad. We have some other, in Hampton Roads, we have, there's shootings in Norfolk, quite a bit. There's a lot of crime in Norfolk. Portsmouth is probably the worst. Actually, it is the worst in my area as far as Hampton Roads. But we have Virginia Beach. So we got the ocean front, you know, there's just because it's heavily populated, but really Portsmouth, and Suffolk's not, but Suffolk is definitely growing. That's funny. Crown fight. All right, so that was just coming back from that meat challenge, that big old, that sounds disgusting, that meat challenge, that big old burger at Barron's. And then this one right here, this is kind of when I was really, some background to it, I'll say this, the Thief of Joy, I wrote theft on accident, and it stayed there for a little bit. I think the first like 2 hours, and I was like, well, that ain't right. That ain't right. So I had to change it pretty quick. But those of you saw the video pretty quick after I released it, it definitely was theft, the theft of joy. But here's another one of my little nuggets where I've got you can't really see the cursor, maybe. I can't zoom in on this because it's a video, but I've got the episode 120 right here on the bottom left. So just a little fun. It's like Where's Waldo? Grew up with those books. One of my favorite books to read is the Waldo books. That pop-up books, apparently. I just can't see. Don't worry. I can't see. The motorcyclists, I can't see. I have glasses. These are my editing glasses. Where am I at? There. All right. Let's see. Oh, so this is kind of where I wasn't planning on recording. My 360 is not even hooked up, as you can see on the right side of the handlebars. I mentioned it was in my bag, and I was talking about comparison. So I was mentioning about, you know, my ride. My ride is I like to be on the back roads. I like, you know, 45, 30. Honestly, riding a motorcycle. So this is me. I can ride on interstate, you know, it is what it is. I can ride at 70. I can ride at 25. It doesn't bother me. 25 is a little slow, but unless you're going around a turn. So realistically, from, you know, let's say whatever the turn, the any twist of the throttle from starting, getting out past the friction zone to you know 70, I'm good on this bike, and all throughout the day. But I think that there's two things, two thoughts that went in my head. Surprise. I was talking about the bike. So real briefly, I was talking about, you know, this bike can ride, a 750 can ride on the interstate. I know many people made videos on that before. If I run out of ideas, maybe I'll make a video on that and do a 0 to 60 on a 15-year-old bike next year. And then I'll break down. But realistically, I was mentioning about, you know, enjoying the back roads, enjoying the curves, and, you know, what the twisties, as they say. But for me, specifically, when I want to say, like, I enjoy riding a motorcycle, it's not going in a straight line. It's not being in fifth gear and then riding straight in the same lane for miles and miles and miles. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's benefits to that when you talk about, like, if you have something worth looking at, for example, you're still on two wheels. I get that for sure. But if I'm going from point A to B, or if I'm making a big loop, or whatever the in destination is, or the stop before, I want to go through the back roads, and it's just because I want to go through the turns, but I want to shift gears. My thing is when I don't neutral bomb, right? No, but when I want to ride a motorcycle, I want to go from first gear, second gear, and hopefully stay from second, third, fourth, somewhere around there, fifth, and then fluctuate between third, fourth, and fifth, third, fourth, and fifth, third, fourth, and fifth. That's fun for me because the bike sounds good. You're not stopping. I didn't say go back to first or neutral. That's when you really feel like you're riding a motorcycle. You're going through the gears. You're the front brake, the rear brake, the shifter, the clutch. When you're actually using all four limbs to navigate and to go through that, that's the most fun for me. So I touched on that here. Had a little bit of fouling at the end too, and anyway, had a good time, and this is what this episode was about. So 120. Stealing crowns. We're fighting over crowns still. It's funny. Y'all do. I'll tell you what. If y'all do a live, and I actually get the notification, it gives me a notification on my stupid email. I'm gonna take that crown. Oh, they're all. I just realized they're different colors too, so they really stand out. Y'all are really going after these crowns. It's funny. So, Ben, talking about the drag strip. You telling me to take it to the drag strip? You can say that because you took your bike to the drag strip. Are you still going there? I know that was not on the drag strip itself, but I know you were going over there and announcing. I hope you are. I hope everything's good. I know that was important to you. Let's see. Yeah, yours. Mine's still. I'm in Sydney, Australia, and mine's still at the start. I haven't left the start line. Yeah. Okay. So Stephen Turner, my 500cc can ride on the interstate. There's such a. So don't get me wrong. If I was gonna talk to Mrs. Firefighter and say, if I was traveling more on the interstate, back and forth to work, if I got transferred to a different station far away and I had to take, interstate over, go over the high rise and all that stuff, change the elevation, everything I've already done, like riding my bike to Suffolk. If I had to do that repeatedly, I'd be like, I probably need a bigger bike. That's the only time you could like justify, like you could try to do it if you're trying to upgrade and get your significant other on board too. But you can absolutely ride. I'm 225, 230 pounds right now, and it will go 70. And Moto Alley's not here, but he had a video about the interstate. I actually really liked his thumbnail too. Because I know he typically says he just does screenshots, whatever that they give him the thumbnail. But I would encourage him, especially to get into photography, to really lean into that. That's like that creative. Another way to be creative. To me, thumbnails, they used to like annoy me or stress me out. Now it's really fun, and I'll show you the new one when we get to the sneak peek for tomorrow. Really enjoyed that, and that's the whole Lightroom and changing the picture itself. Especially sunsets. I love. Anyway, different topic, different channel. Moving on. But yeah, just driving on the interstate. Nobody pushes me. If they're behind me, like I know they're behind me because you got to check your mirrors and all that. But I never feel. What I mean by that is somebody's behind me. Nobody's gonna make me go faster. Nobody's gonna push me into going faster than I want to go. And that's the same thing. So this shadow, like I'm good at 60, 65. I can go 70. It's fine. But I don't really go past 70. Typically, the speed limit near my work is 60 miles an hour. So people are going 70, 75, faster than that even. There's state troopers all over all over the place. So that's their prerogative. But if I'm going 60, I'm good. I'm not going to go below the speed limit. I'm going to be in a slow lane. I'll go 60. I'm in no rush. I'm good. I left early for work to be early, real early. Just kind of how we do it. But if I'm going 60, 65, all right, you're not going to, I don't need to move over. I'm in the middle lane or something or whatever. So I'm not worried about it. So yeah, 500. Yeah, absolutely. It has a lot to do with your mindset too. Not just the machine itself, but if you're persuaded to, because people are pushing you or you feel like everybody's flying by. People fly by me all the time. You watch my videos, if I'm on interstate or the bypass or something where people are going like 60 miles an hour and that's a 50 speed limit. Or 55. I'm not passing very many cars. And I'm okay. It's cool. People are passing me all the time. I don't care. I'm in I'm in my zone in my ride. So Jen mentions so like the easy back roads, yeah. People are so angry. People are so angry anymore. Okay. Yeah, people are so angry. I messed up. It says, well, anyway, it says people are angry. Paraphrasing. People are so angry. Yes. And that's the thing, like when people won't ride on the interstate, and that's perfectly fine, but people won't ride because I mentioned before about daylight savings and how people don't see well at night. Well, not only that, but you've got people that are pissed off because they were working all day. They're rushing home because they've got some engagement they got to do, after work, or they're fighting traffic. They're not letting anybody over. People are, they're terrible. And the same thing in the morning. Everybody's late. Got to be there 5 minutes ago. They won't leave early, but anyway. So that's like I said, you gotta ride your own ride. Be mindful, be cognizant of everybody, where people are in mirrors. But I'm in my own ride. I'm not gonna be pushed or anything like that. Yeah, less idiots, exactly. Whiskers, yep. And that's the other thing. But you do have to watch out, because I've noticed the route I take, especially there's one curve where traffic's coming. I even filmed it on one of my episodes, because the guy ends up coming too fast into the turn, oncoming traffic, and I'm further back, and he like comes like into my lane, like he drifts over the painted line, double yellow on the turn, and I'm like, so whether he's texting or just approaching too fast. You like roads because they're more fun at 120. Yeah, actually, Restless Mule, you're the speed demon here. You're definitely the speed demon out of all this. Somebody has to blur out their speedometer. You, and actually TC, he's not here right now. He was here just popping in to say hi earlier. But TC from Australia, he blurs his out too. he has to blur his out too. That's funny. Oh, I got you. Okay, so Whisker's talking Ben. I'm just gonna call you Ben in the chat. Everybody will know that. But Ben mentioned that you're there. So is that Speedway year round? Talking about being cold right now. Helping out. Yeah, there you go. Helping out the newer racers. Yeah, Whiskers. Yeah, you would never do anything dangerous, right? Yep, Steven, exactly. That's perfect way to say it. In that conversation, that's why there's other lanes they can go around. Yep. So that caught me off guard. The first couple times, Whiskers, you and I were going back year round. Okay, cool. That's cool. You and I were going back and forth and talking about, when you said kangaroo crossings, I was like, man, it took me a second. It took me a second. So what time is it over there right now, Whiskers? Ben, I keep saying I'm going to call you Ben. Ben, what time is it? It's right now, I'm on the East Coast. It's 9:35 p.m. And you're like 12 to 15 hours difference, depending on where you are in Australia, right? Well, you're in Sydney. Or no, hold on. Wait, I already messed up. Who's in Sydney? Is it Ben or is it Oz? I'll go back and look, or you guys can fill me in. When are you all in Sydney? No, that's where the track is, right? Anyway, all right. Let me pull up, breeze through some comments real quick. All right, Mule. Hey, Mule, you retired at number 2. Take it easy, man. Thanks for stopping by. 11:35 a.m. Okay. All right, so yeah, 14 hours. Okay, cool. I gotcha. Restless Mule, we got to catch up, man. That's awesome. Seriously, though, thank you for stopping by. All right, so now I want to punch out some comments real quick. Community. All right. Now I'll be able to share the screen. So, let's see. It's Sydney. Yeah. Yep. I got you. That's what. Yep. All right. Got it. Nailed it. I forgot and remembered, and then it solidified what I remembered. Okay, cool. So, just going over the comments. Like I said, I didn't write them down this time because this, I think, would save some time too, and I'll know where to go. But I didn't want to single anybody out for these because it was basically everybody was talking about how worried they would be about their significant other or their son, daughter, and there was there's a feel good story about somebody that was riding with their daughter now that's now their favorite riding buddy when it comes down to it, but they still worry. So for obvious reasons, I didn't want to say bring anybody's name and attention to who they were concerned about. So we'll just skip all that as far as that. But everybody kind of jumped in and gave their 2 cents of what they thought. So that was really cool. And then another thing, he just left, Restless Mule just left, but the guy we used to joke about, my midlife moto, came out of retirement for this one conversation here. So it's good to have him back. It was my midlife moto, Restless Mule, and myself. We all were like the 3 musketeers back in the day with YouTube. All right. So then, let's see. This was the episode 119. So this was fun. A couple people were talking about taking the burger challenge. Absolutely not. But that burger would have fed me for, I'm sure, a week. 6-pound burger. If you're not familiar with it, it was a 6-pound burger. You had to eat 6 servings of fries, and I don't think the drink was anything. But that was a heck of a challenge. So the guy that actually ate, he was on the news crew, was doing a interview, I guess, on the manager at Barron's, and they were talking about the challenge. So one of the people from the studio came down and accepted the challenge and actually beat it, but it was like really bad meat sweats. And this was spoke in the eye. Mentioned, it was funny, I was thinking about it too, like the Great Outdoor 1988. Golly, man, 1988, when John Candy had to eat the 96-ounce steak, and then at the end they said you have to eat the fat too. Classic meat sweats. Yep. So it's funny that he mentioned that. And I think that's so we were just kind of, like I said, that was just a video. I was just kind of riding around, and I was heading home to get the dog. Which she's actually, today's the 6th. So Fallon will turn a year old on the 14th. So she's got a couple presents in the mail. And then the last comments for the last video, last Thursday, 6 days ago. South Hollis Moto talking about damn missing the premiere. So I started doing it, and it's kind of like a mini live. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it going, but I'm doing a premiere on some of these videos. Last week I was actually able to, I was at work, and I moved it to, I think, 7. This time I moved it to 8 p.m. for tomorrow. And oh yeah, thank you for hitting the like button. Yeah. Goodbye, Your Majesty. Yeah, he got a crown before he left. It counts, right? Uh, that's awesome. And thank you, Jen. I appreciate it. Looking out. But I was gonna do the premiere, and once again, just like my lives, I'm just gonna watch it, and if people show up, definitely have a conversation. This is like every third week it'll be like a live and a premiere because I'm moving to doing my thing Thursday. I think that's, to me, it works out better, and I'll get into that in a second. But it's kind of like a mini live, and it might, maybe some new people or people that are available might jump in or something. I think there's one more I was going to look at. Okay, so talking about two wheels with TC. So TC Garage, TC's got two different names. But I was mentioning about having the mini part series, and I'm going to do that, I think, in the fall when we cool down a bit. But I have, I know I have two other videos that are already in the queue that I need to edit for not tomorrow, but the following Thursday and the Thursday after that. And I still need to get up with Lucky Aces, because those of you who remember or don't remember, we're going to meet up somewhere in between here and Raleigh. And we're going to film one of the Beyond the Rides or Beyond the Shadow. So I got to get that right. I've already called it by the wrong name once. But that'd be cool. It'll be one of my longest trips. I got to look up, figure out where we're going to meet. And we're going to do it live in person. Or not live, but we're going to do it in person. But actually live, that'd be kind of cool. So maybe we'll think about it. I guess you need Wi-Fi and all that stuff. So we'll see. But I got to get up with him. It's been so hot. He just had that video about how hot it's been for him too. Obviously, we're, I think, 2.5 hours apart. I think, is that right? Yeah, I think so. Or maybe a little more. Either way. So we're going to meet somewhere in between and be able to film it. But it's been pretty hot. It's been brutally hot. Except for this week. This week I've been riding. Well, shoot, I've been riding even when it's hot. It doesn't really matter. When I don't ride is when I really take notice of it. I'm like, damn, I haven't ridden in a while. But then I want to do like the mini series. I think probably in September. I'm thinking September, October. And so Paul's motor's in, so he's going to come into play in just a second. But he's a fan of Fallon. He's always got the dog comments. Pretty funny. Yep, I like having little Fallon, little baby Fallon in the video, especially at the end. And then I'll stop at this comment. I think yeah, because we talked about that. Okay, so this is somebody new. I don't recognize the name, but BMO 5082, so maybe BMO 5082. But basically, he got into riding at age 39, and he gets into, which we've had discussions in the chat before about, riding, missing out maybe in my 20s or other people missing out before. Jen, you talk about just starting to ride, now, this past November. I think that's when you started, or that's when you passed the test, or maybe both. But last year, so you're coming up on a year riding outside of the cold winter and everything like that. We're not able to ride. But we didn't ride. It's like you say, your bike goes 120 miles an hour. Not that you will ever do it, but or I would do it necessarily. But learning on my buddy's bike, hit a Honda CBR RR 600. I think it was 600 or 650, 600. But either way, that bike would just take off. And if I was half my age now, if I'm at 20 or 18, 19, 20, 22, 25, there's a better chance that I would have done something stupid on a motorcycle, or done a few things stupid on a motorcycle. And my job, my profession, I'm not allowed to get moving violations, negative points, they take away my license. I don't have a license. I can't drive. I don't have a job. I don't have a career. So definitely negative. And I just got to mentioning, we've done it before. We had a couple conversations, and I'm pretty sure that was a video I shot, or as part of a video the other day. Like I said, I haven't gone through and edited, so I don't really know what I talked about. I think it was like 3 different topics. But basically, like, getting into it, I just had a discussion with him about it. but he was saying, he mentions his words, I'm glad I didn't get into it when I was 18 because speed probably would have gotten the better of him. So that's kind of what I'm saying. And I replied the same thing. You know, it's just, it's perfect how it worked out the way it did. But now we've got those who started late. We got some making up to do. I think that was kind of the gist of the video that I've got coming up too. So, yeah. All right. Let's move forward. Let's speed maybe 15 minutes to max. Okay. Let's see. What's next? Comments. All right. So now, just to go over logos real quick. This will be fast. So one thing with my logo, I've done it twice now. The first logo I ever had, I probably should have had that pulled up. I'm not going to dive into it. But the first logo I ever had was on Canva, and another person I watched that did motovlogs ended up down the road using the same like clip art, the art that I used. And to me, like I want to be my own person, own channel, own logo, own brand, whatever. It's like if I was the Nike check before the Nike check was a real thing, and somebody else did the same Nike check or put it, you know, facing the other way, it would bother me, you know, like, because I feel like I'm two different people or two different brands or whatever. So that's why I changed it to the one that you see here in the top right, minus the live portion of it. And just, you know, I just jump shipped and got my own. You can see behind here, the one that Moto Alley made, one of his metal prints that he does. So I've got that. I'm going to have that in the man cave. It's in my helmet right now, kind of propped up. And what I did was I actually, for the new one, which is going to be, I think it's, I don't put any logo in tomorrow. But what I did here was I took the actual Honda Shadow and I basically got it completely, took the color and made it transparent and got it basically stamped it on this, where it's not exactly what I wanted to do with the words down here. Over here it's a video, so I can't click it, because originally I had this kind of going in the shape of the circle and everything, but it all makes sense in a second. So I wanted each channel, these logos with an S, I wanted each channel to represent what that channel was for. Obviously the Honda Shadow is me, that's my bike, and then I wanted them all to be similar to where they all fit that mold. Essentially will go on Instagram, fit in that mold. So for example, I have that one for the studio channel. I have the same thing, it just inverted, which I like that, and that's an actual Nikon D5600 that I have. So I've got that. And then last and least, then I have the gaming channel. So all three of these, you know, obviously can fit like whatever you want to say, a brand or whatever. But I don't know, I like doing that. And it took a stupid amount of time to do that. Moto Alley, I know you do, and you're not here. You're at work where you should be. But I know that you helped out me and my Shadow with his logo, and you do logos. So you know exactly how long, especially because I think they went back and forth too, and finding out exactly what you want. Because honestly, logo, it means that's it, you know, that's your brand. So I took it serious. Whiskers, you did take your. There's a video. There's proof. There's proof on it. So Moto Alley, if you watch the playback, I'm gonna have to get a new metal print. 'Cause I know that I think you were out of those prints too. Let's see. What else do we have? All right, and the last thing, sneak peek. I have this, and I put this here. Boom. Oh, I gotta move me. Can I move me? Let me move me out of the way. If I hit this button and this, the most comfortable I've been all day, away from the camera. It's so much easier to be behind the camera than in front of it. So tomorrow's episode, this is, I talk about it in the very beginning, but this is one of the scenes, and you can obviously change it in Lightroom and everything. This was, I've mentioned before about, I gotta get serious. I've mentioned before about, I've recited some of the comments. I think it was like three, not episodes. I think three. Yeah, it was probably 3 episodes, maybe, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Or lives, a couple lives. But somebody wrote a comment about inspiration. Okay, through my video, and what I mean by that, and I even say it here, like, no ego. Don't want to toot my own horn. I'm riding a motorcycle. I'm a guy that lives in Virginia that rides his motorcycle. But this or one particular video, the person said that they got inspired because I went to the beach in that one episode. They went in Texas. They were not Restless Mule, different person. He's my Texan though. He or she actually, she went to one of the beaches there, and then another person talked about after watching a video, they went and saw what they inspired them to go to the next. What it was, a waterfall that they went to, and then there was another. So there's 3 people that mentioned it, which was awesome. I don't take that as not for granted whatsoever. I think that's one of the. I love comments. I enjoy comments. Clearly, as much as I write and reply, and honestly, as much as y'all write, that's how I know we're like we're the right people for this community, and just enjoy it. And once again, you don't have to write comments. You don't have to write long comments. It's just one of those things. I just really enjoy like interacting and being here, but seeing y'all's ride and hearing your perspective on whether it's my video, your video, my comment, my reply to your comment, whatever it is. But this episode was about somebody actually inspiring me, which is not the first time, but it's a time that I actually made a video on it. I've watched plenty of y'all's videos and then be like, all right, so I'm done. I get out and ride, or I come back from a ride and I check YouTube, and then one of y'all's rides are out there or something, or whatever, or just a conversation in general. So this particular ride was based on Paul's Moto Zen, who had a video, and I discuss it in the video, but he was trying to film at sunset, and then we've had a couple conversations in the chat. And I think he was in one of the lives last time or the time before. And I mentioned that I was going to discuss his video, and I've got links to his channel, and even the link to the actual video itself. I'm looking at the camera. I'm not even on the camera, but I'm looking at the camera. It's good practice. So I was in a kind of a foul mood this evening. There's a couple things that were kind of irritating me. YouTube was irritating me. This is kind of like when everything was spilling over as far as frustration with shorts, and wondering if I was going to divide my attention to multiple channels and all that stuff, and then I just took a ride. I got out. I said, all right, I got to get out. I pushed my chair away from the desk and just turned the key and took off. Twist the throttle. So this was a video discussing that, and how his video that I watched while I was in the man cave that night inspired me to get out and ride. And this was my discussion going back on it. So I actually enjoy the video a lot. It's another one that I'm honestly pretty proud of, because always like giving back or shouting out one of y'all or a bunch of y'all. I talked about in the beginning of the live here, and I'll get into it again, being thankful and stuff. But this was a fun video to make, so I'm looking forward to releasing it. It's funny, whenever I look forward to a video and then I watch it, I'm like, oh, this video sucks. When I watch it after I post it, after I upload it. But this is another one of my videos that I want to do well for more reasons than my channel, more reasons than whatever, branding or anything like that. I want people to see his video. And one little thing that was kind of funny, in the video I have like the top left, so like top top left, I've got clips of his video. No sound, just clips, what I'm talking about. Some of the sites that I'm talking about, some of the animals, not the kangaroos or the wombats, but some Texas longhorn and some American bison. And he gets to where I was going to talk about the climax of the video as far as the site, and I just blank it out. So you gotta go to his channel. You gotta click the video, click the link, click out of my video, out of my channel, and go check it out. So I want to give him the credit for that. Spoke to he gone. He gone. Good night. Take care, man. Thanks for stopping by. Man. He's probably already gone. I'm thanking his shadow, but no, I appreciate it. Oh yeah. So Whiskers, talking about your essays, absolutely. And I'll never forget that one time, because you write quite a bit, and it's funny because I typically, like, I go through line by line by line by line, and then write as a reply, and so mine ended up being like that too. Restless Mule and I, like, we've gone back and forth through that same thing, dialogue in the comment section and emails and text, now here and there. But it's funny because I always remember that one that I was looking back, and I was trying to find a comment to clip that comment and put it in a video, and I saw one of your replies that I never saw, and I think it was like at least 5 weeks old, and I remember replying back to it then, and I know you saw it because I think you replied or hit the like or whatever. So it was funny because I was like, I know I don't want to leave anybody hanging. Rather fight a kangaroo than a bison. What about that red kangaroo, right? Isn't that the one you said that looks like it's been in prison? Yeah. So, anyway, I'm looking forward to that video. And let's see. I think sneak peek to Thursday. Oh, and that's it. So, last thing, my videos are going to be, I'm looking at Thursday at 8. I think that works. That's going to work where I can actually be available, especially if I want to do premieres. Like I said, nobody has to go. Nobody has to be there. It's perfectly fine. Like, y'all, it's 8 o'clock. It's 7, 6, whatever time zone might be what is it, 11 o'clock? What did I say? You all were 14 hours ahead. So, it's the next day, regardless. Either way, if the fact that y'all even watch, click it, do whatever you do, write a comment, especially, yeah, even a red kangaroo. Yeah, I agree. But you do have me scared of red kangaroos, and they're not even here. But I will watch out for them just in case. I do know about that. So, no, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. It's a 2-hour rant, and I'm still trying to figure out how to do this. It's funny because I know I've changed some stuff around. I've got my camera's not even the same camera that I've been using, so I'm trying to look. I don't know. I don't know. It looks fine, but I'm trying to work on, just building everything out. I even got a green light in the background. How about that? But I only have one light instead of 2 lights. I think last live I was super dark, and I was rushed because things were just. I think I was 9 minutes late. But I enjoy these a lot. I get nervous. I think my heart was racing before, and I was looking forward to this all day. Yesterday I was kind of geeking out about setting everything up. I got to figure out how to. I'm in the process. I'm open to suggestions. My email. Let's see. Transition. My email is right there. thefirefighter@gmail.com. If there's anything that y'all think that I should change, or y'all's 2 cents or something, feel free to email me there. I would take constructive criticism perfectly fine. I got to figure out, the one thing that I'm looking at is how I want to do these comments. I don't know. I was kind of rehearsing in a way yesterday and going over the comments, and by the time I got here, I feel like I was behind schedule because I try not to go too long. I already go 2 hours, which is like right now. So what I was trying to do with the comments didn't work out the way I wanted to. So I got to figure out how to do that. I got to figure out how to get the chat up in front of me. Plus, you don't have to restart. Oh yeah. So that's funny. Yeah, remember that? Yeah. So that's the other thing. I don't have to worry about if I'm not using a Nikon, it doesn't automatically time out after 30 minutes. That's funny. That's exactly it. I was just getting good at it too, but I need to figure out how I want to do this. Maybe revamp the conversation or something. Maybe just dive into it real quick and then maybe go in the comments at the same time. I don't know. So I talk about a new direction here, and it might be a new direction for this. So I don't know. Another thing too, I know South Oz Moto. I know it got discussed before about, and it wasn't my idea, so that's why I didn't want to take like control of it or anything like that. I could run it, but if anybody wanted to do like a live together, try to find the logistics how to do that. I know that Streamlabs, there's a free version. I don't necessarily want to pay the paid version because I think they changed the price to like $40 a month. It used to be like $20. There's a free version, but I want to say, and I'm gonna look it up tonight, but it like allows 6 people, I think, that can jump on a live, which is funny because it would just be everybody here. It'd be everybody here that's like in the chat right now would be all watching each other talk. But I would love to have conversations. I love the whole Beyond the Shadow and hearing other people's perspective, you know, how they got into riding and all that. And I need to get back into that because I just mentioned that Lucky Aces was going to be the next one, and we want to do it in person. So my goal was to do it every quarter. And here we are on the third quarter, essentially. And I don't have one scheduled or anything like that. So, and I don't necessarily want to skip him because I said he was next. So I'm kind of in that. I maybe have a conversation with him. But yeah. All right. Oh, I appreciate that. Ben and Jen, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I feel like honestly, so now this is like, hey, the stream's over. I feel like I wasn't in the groove. I wasn't in the groove today, trying to have the conversation. Probably because I was uncomfortable. I don't know why I'm uncomfortable with. I highlighted this. I'm uncomfortable with like I guess talking about that because I'm not trying to. I guess what it boils down to is I'm not trying to like. That's where the rant in the 150 when I was with Fallon and I ranted for like 20 minutes. I was trying to articulate how I wanted to say it, you know, and I guess not sound like I'm throwing punches and stuff like that. But I wanted to do. It sounds weird, but express my creativity in a different way, and I kind of felt like I'm kind of in this box. And if I get out of that box, that's why I said, that's what I'm talking about, like either alienating my audience or bringing something over that they don't want to watch or something like that or whatever, you know, I don't know. So that's now that conversation is done, I don't have to worry about that. And trust me, like those who like Jen and Moto Alley, I talked to y'all quite a bit on Instagram. You'll see some of the stuff. You'll see that the channel. I don't know. Like I said, that whole July 28th conversation. I don't know if I want to pitch that channel on this channel and vice versa. I think I might just have discussion. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know because I plan on maybe not the gaming stuff, but the studio channel and the motovlog channel will live on Instagram, you know, as one. And that's why I was getting at, I forgot that part of the conversation when I went from the firefighter channel on Instagram to the firefighter, because I want to get away from, you know, the social media part of it. Away from my friends and stuff necessarily, unless it was like the creator's creative mindset. Going to the firefighter makes it where it's like the all-encompassing. So it actually worked out inadvertently. And then the other thing, talk about writing, where South Hollis Moto was talking about he's going to write that article, that's so awesome. I mentioned last live that there's so many things I want to do. Like I wanted to write a book. I wanted to make a short film. I wanted to do, you know, photography, videography. Like I want to do all this other stuff. Like I want to, there's a place called Substack, and it's basically like writing. So that wasn't even mentioned, that I want to start writing. So I can document that day, July 28th, but I want to write and like tie everything together. So there's so many things I want to do. And I tell you what, those of you who have kids, whether you're raising them now or they're raised and you got grandkids or whatever the case, good Lord. Like, I feel like between work, and I know my hours we work, it's considered a 56-hour work week. I know my hours are plentiful, but I feel like I've got like no time. It's wild. And I've got infinitely more time than all my friends that have got kids. So hats off to y'all making time and making these damn videos. Because we all know how long these videos, even if it's just a record, Whiskers, like I keep calling you Whiskers. Ben, when you go and you ride for, a couple hours, few hours, and you have that, it's really cool. You got that 360 footage where it's interactive. That's still a 3-hour trip. Then as long as it takes to render and upload, export, then upload to you, like all that other stuff. I think you mentioned, or I might have been South Moda or South Oz. Can't mess that up again. South Oz, where he's talking about going to his daughter's house or whatever to actually upload to YouTube. It's a lot. It's a lot of time. So hats off to y'all. So I don't know how this is all going to go as far as the studio channel, the firefighter channel, gaming, or whatever I plan on doing with that. All right, I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to beat a dead horse at that point, Jen, so I'm going to leave it alone for now, at least. Yeah, okay. Well, that makes you feel better. I know you all mentioned it before. I'm definitely... it's definitely chaos. It's chaos between 2 ears. Just chaos. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now, one single person is in a box. We're all multifaceted. Just be happy you can... Oh, no, don't move. You can be you, and we are here enjoying it with you. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the other thing. It's not your bike we follow. It's the person. Damn, let's go. And that's what... The bike does help. That's awesome. That's my favorite right there. The favorite 2 comments. That's cool. It's a perk for sure. Let's go. All right. That's a perfect way to end it. That was good. That was really good. And it's about to rain too. What does it say? 25 minutes. That's enough time for a walk with Fallon. But no, you guys, I tell you, the end rant here for me is... I love where this channel's going. That's why, like I said, this is staying the main channel. This is staying what I want to do. I can get on the bike, just speak my mind. It's going more towards motovlogs and the motorcycle aspect of it. But there's definitely, it's still, as you saw with the logo itself, it's still going to be life motovlogs and more. So that part's not going to change. It's just how much I get into it. The studio channel, I want to tie a story to that, maybe a life lesson. I kind of want to have that. That's going to be obviously more scripted, whereas the motovlogs themselves are just kind of like, I got a topic in mind and I'm gone. So that's kind of what I want to do. And I say scripted, I mean like bullet points and stuff. It's going to be a lot easier because when I get on a bike, I don't know if y'all do it, but when I get on a bike, I know what I want to say, and when I get done, I'm like, God, man, I didn't say this. I didn't say this. I forgot to say this, like this, because I write down my notes, and I got to where I was writing. I'd write like a paragraph or 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, and I was like, I got to stop. I'm not going to remember any of this. So then I started writing just bullet points, and I might start bringing a sticky pad and put it. My buddy was mentioning just get like a magnet, dry eraser board and put it right, put it on the tank between my legs and then I'll have like, bullet pointer or something like that where, I'm a stop sign, a stoplight, and I can just look at that. And I don't ever rehearse. I hate re-recording. I've done that a few times because the footage messed up, and saying the same story twice. That's another reason why I was like, I can't tell these stories again. This channel is the only channel I'm going to have. Even when I found, like I joked about the Trojan horse of shorts, I would be better off as far as growth, I think, having a new channel, but losing the comments that I've left on y'all's videos that's not going to happen. I would never want to erase anything like that. So that was my thing. But no, that's perfect way to end it. What y'all both said, that's pretty funny. Oh shoot. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Anything I've had gives me content for later videos. Absolutely. And then Jen mentioned about voiceover. So I dabbled in that. Was it last episode? I dabbled in that, like a voiceover in the beginning to kind of like start the video and stuff. And I've done that before. I'm definitely gonna lean into, I think, openings. I kind of want to mess with that a little bit, like have some footage where I actually have a voiceover to discuss maybe the video, or like to say a hook, but I just want to introduce the video a certain way, and then go into it. So yeah, we got it. Rascal made it. Howdy everybody, and we're leaving. Yeah. Here you go, Rascal. Before you leave, or before I leave, you already see it behind me. All right. Yeah, we're good. We're good. And I got my I put the blanket up, propped it up just in time. Rascal, I've been going for 2 hours and 11 minutes. I was on time today, but it's always good seeing you, man. Hope you're doing well. That's funny. Oh man. Yeah. Rascal, I was well, since you're here, just for the last little bit, since you're here, I've got boom. So I was talking about the new logos and doing another channel about the journey of starting like photography, videography, you know, getting into that. And boom, I know you play games, and I know you stream, and you're playing with your sons, right? Which is so awesome. So I was gonna get into that a little bit too. I don't know how I'm gonna incorporate it, but it's all new channels. So it's not gonna be Firefighter. It's gonna be Firefighter Gaming, Firefighter Studio, and obviously Firefighter. So that's right up your wheelhouse now. I just don't know how I'm going to do it. hail to the Redskins. Always the Redskins for life. Yep, that's right. So, hey, I appreciate you all very much. And I'm going to do this again in 3 weeks. I don't know how I'm going to figure out what I want to do, try to make it maybe a little smoother, and not that I want to have rehearsed or scripted. I just want to, I don't know how I want to do the comments. I don't know how I want to have the conversation about the past videos. I think it's fun to kind of recap, and especially the comments, because that's what these lives were all about. These lives were supposed to be originally just about comments and stuff. So I do want to keep that. I just don't know how I'm going to do it to make it. It'd be better if I could have the chat somewhere. And I lost the chat at one point. I've been looking at my phone. I can't even see that far anymore. So it's fine. Everything's fine. All right. But anyway, tomorrow, new video premieres at 8. And maybe I'll see you in the comments. I'll see you at the premiere, whatever it is. Thanks for stopping by. Look forward to y'all's videos. Rascal, you got perfect timing. I swear, man. It's like, oh, Rascal's here. Everybody dip. No, man, that was cool. Thanks for stopping by, for real. Yeah, that gaming channel was just, it's just, I don't know what it is yet. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be on YouTube. I don't know. I got YouTube and Twitch, both those names, so we'll see where it goes. But I have no idea. I have no idea about everything. But I know I'm gonna take a walk before it rains with Fallon. So y'all have a great night, great rest of the week. We're hump week, so you got 2 more days in a work week for those that work Monday through Friday. And I'll see you, I guess, on YouTube. Yeah. All right. Thank you all very much. Yeah, ride safe. Yep, absolutely. All right, I'm stopping. Here it goes. Boom. Oh, wait. Stop stream. I stopped recording. I wasn't even recording. Anyway, okay, I'm bye. I'm bye. That's terrible.